I'm Trevor Turner. Once lost, now living on purpose. I know what it's like to feel locked out of your own potential. This show is for the ones who are ready to take their power back and write a new story, 1 hour at a time. You can do it. You can do anything, and you don't need permission. That's why I started the free hour, to give people the space to change their story, to remind them you are not your past, you are not your mistakes, you are not done, you are powerful. You can find freedom, you can find yourself, and you decide what happens next.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Free Hour. It's your boy Trevor Turner. We're back with our episode of our Transformative Habits series. This is our Transformative Habits series where we break down the daily choices to build a life that you don't need to escape from. And today we're talking about the hidden engine of change. A lot of people think it's motivation. A lot of people think it's that fire that they got going in them to change. And I'm going to do this today. And yeah, I'm waking up feeling great. Nah. Because what do you do on those days when that fire is dim as fuck? It's consistency. It's discipline. The difference between success and starting over again isn't motivation, it's consistency. What do you do on those days where you don't feel like doing nothing? What do you do on those days where you know you need to do 1,000 push-ups and you just don't feel like you're going to make it through 200? What do you do on those days where you need to do hours of editing and you don't feel like your eyes can stay open for more than 5 minutes? What are you going to do on those days where you need to go to work, but that phone and that call out and that PTO is calling you? What are you going to do on those days? And the turning point came for me. I was working out consistently. I was locked up, obviously, working out consistently, and we're doing my thing. I had a routine that we were doing and everything. And one of the things I noticed, though, is that I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I wasn't getting the results I wanted because I realized that I wasn't pushing to the best of my ability every single day. So I had to get consistent. Because there were too many days where I was going in there and giving half-ass. There were too many days where I wasn't doing everything I needed to do. And it started translating to a lot of different things. Because there were times during them years that I wasn't writing, I wasn't creating, I wasn't doing everything else I needed to do. And I could trace it back to these sparks of motivation that would happen, and they would happen maybe twice a month, and I would work for like 3 or 4 days, and everything would be there. And it would be correlate with my workouts. I would just wake up and I'd be like, man, I'm gonna hit hard today. I'm gonna do sets of 50 dips, and I'm gonna do sets of 12 pull-ups, and I'm gonna do all of these different things, right? And I'm gonna run on the track, even though everything hurts when I run on the track. But I'm running the track and I'm doing it fast. And I realized that, like, it would coincide and correlate with the days that I would get in there and I'd write in my book a lot, with the days that I would get in there I would create content, with the days that I would in there go over my Portuguese books, with the days that I would do all of these different things and be in contact with my family and everything, right? But it's not what you do once in a while that changes you. It's what you repeat. Consistency is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. Without it, even the best plans fall apart. BJ Fogg, Stanford University, did some research on tiny habits, found that behaviors anchored to existing routines and repeated daily have higher long-term adherence. Starting small and consistent builds self-identity. One of the things I had to do is I had to build self-identity. I am the type of person who wakes up earlier. I am the type of person who works out every day, even when I don't feel like it. I am the type of person who writes into my journals, even when I don't feel like it. I am the type of person who writes books. I am the type of person who does this. I am the type of person who does that, because I started small and consistent. Big bursts of effort, they create burnout. Small, consistent acts create transformation. If you wait for that fire to get huge and just overwhelm you and say, you know what, this is the day I'm going to get everything done today, what's going to happen is that as soon as that flame goes out, you're not going to get back to doing anything. As soon as the level of that heat dies back down, you're not going to go back to doing anything. It's like New Year's resolutions. All these people run into the gym and they sign up in January, and by February, they're not using it no more. All of these people, they go out and they buy all these things like How to Write a Book for Dummies, and they go buy these fancy little books to write in and these fancy pens and everything, and they haven't written more than 3 or 4 pages by February. These people who say, like, I'm going to eat right, and they order some meals, and they'll eat 6 of them, and the 7th one is still sitting in their fridge today. It's because they wait until that motivation, they try to wait until that motivation overwhelms them. And it's what do you do when the burner's on low? Angela Duckworth, University of Pennsylvania, and the author of Grit, long-term studies show perseverance and passion over years predict achievement more than IQ or talent. Consistency of effort is greater than momentary motivation. Real change is cumulative. It compounds. One of the things you're going to notice is this, man, is like, especially, and I always bring it back to the gym because the gym is a very real and easy indicator of like cumulative change. Because what happens is this, man, and I've done this a million times. You know, like I'm in my 30s. I've done this a million fucking times, right? I've gone onto a bodybuilding website. I've gone onto YouTube. I've gone onto TikTok, and I look for the biggest motherfucker I can find, and I download their workout. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do what this motherfucker, I'm going to look like this motherfucker. And I go in and I do their workout. And I'm so sore that I can't do their workout ever again. But if I were to get in there and do a little bit, if I were to get in there and do a full body where I hit each muscle group once or twice and then move on to the next muscle group, and I do light weights and a little bit higher reps to where I'm moderately sore the next day, by Wednesday I'll be able to do it again. It's cumulative results. But the problem is that we want the results today. What that's Patrice O'Neal said in one of his comedy specials. He said he's been there working out. He's trying to change his life. And then he went home, he didn't see a lump. He didn't see not one change. And he said, damn, I got to do this again tomorrow? Yeah, you do. You have to do it again tomorrow. So don't take so much out of the tank that you can't do it again tomorrow. If you're writing, don't write so much that your hand gets sore you can't write the next day. Don't write so much that you don't have anything else to write about the next day. Small things done daily are greater than big things done occasionally. Motivation may get you started. Consistency keeps you moving. Where in your life are you trying to sprint when you really need to just keep walking? You don't stay consistent because you have willpower. You stay consistent because you change who you believe you are. This is what I had to get to when I was trying to change my life, is that I not only was like thinking about the things that I wanted to do, but I had to think about who I wanted to be. I had to think about who I was becoming. Identity-based habits focus on becoming and not achieving. And this is from James Clear, Atomic Habits. Don't say I want to write, say I'm a writer. People who align habits with identity are twice as likely to sustain them. Don't say I want to wake up earlier in the morning. Say I'll wake up earlier in the mornings. I'm a morning person. Sometimes I may feel groggy in the morning, but I still get up early. I'm a person who gets up early. I write. I create content. I'm somebody who works out. These things allow you to keep going because they make it a part of who you are. They make it a part of, and one of the things we talked about in our mindfulness series earlier this week is we talked about kindness to yourself. We talked about the things that you say to yourself. If you tell yourself, I am a writer, that will give you that spark to write. That will give you that stick-to-itiveness to continue writing. Even when you feel like you have writer's block, even when you feel like you have nothing else to write about, even when you feel like, you know what, like I haven't made as much progress as I want to, so today just seems like a waste of time. It seems useless. No, I am a writer, so I'm going to write today regardless how I feel about it. I am somebody who takes care of my body. I am somebody who is concerned about health, so I'm going to work out today, even though I don't feel like it. I am somebody who is concerned about my health, so I'm going to eat right today, especially when I don't feel like it, especially when I need that quick rush of all those little pleasure chemicals and stuff that comes from not eating healthy. It's about who you believe you are. And one of the things that I got with was waking up early. I've never been a morning person. in my entire life. And then, like being locked up, being in prison, you got to wake up at a certain time. And I would wrestle with it. I would wrestle with it every time. Lights came on, I didn't want to get up. I did not want to get up. I didn't want to get up, clean up my shit, brush my teeth, wash my face before breakfast. I just wanted to wait until they called breakfast, run over there, brush my teeth real quick, and then go eat. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be up for the whole hour before breakfast was the point. I didn't want to be up watching the news, finding out what's going on with the world. I didn't want to be doing none of that stuff until I decided that this is what I needed to do to change the way that my life was going. This is what I needed to do and continue for when I got out on the streets. So I became someone who wakes up early. Not so early that people are like, damn, you're up early, is it? No, I'm just up a little bit earlier than I used to be so that I can do things and not have to rush in the mornings. I can knock out a couple of things in the morning without having to rush. I feel accomplished, and I take accomplishment with you through my day. So for 1 week, start each morning by saying, I'm someone who keeps my word to myself, and then act on it. Consistency isn't discipline. It's self-respect and action. It's about keeping your word to yourself. What are you going to promise yourself today, and what are you going to keep your word about yourself? And are you somebody who keeps your word? So how do we actually stay consistent when life gets chaotic? Make good habits easy. Reduce friction. Make bad ones harder. Increase friction. Your surroundings should remind you of your goals. And then wins release dopamine, so track progress visibly, reinforcing that loop. Dr. Wendy Wood, USC, author of Good Habits, Bad Habits, said 43% of actions are habitual, not conscious decisions. That's almost half of the things we do every single day are not decisions that we make. It's habit. Find context cues, not motivation, because they drive consistency. Design your environment to cue success automatically. Find something to tie it to the habit. Find something to tie it to the thing that you want to do. If you need to get to bed at a certain time, have something around your bedroom area that will trigger you into turning off the TV, putting the phone down, and getting to sleep. Find something that will trigger you if you want to read in the morning. Make sure you have books around you in the morning. If you want to eat right, the food that you need to be eating should be right there when you open the fridge. Just like they do in the grocery store. When they want the more expensive brand names or whatever, or those brand names that have paid for like prime placement, they're right here at like eye level. Do the same thing. Don't have like the healthy food all the way at the bottom in the drawer. Don't have the fruits and vegetables all the way down here where you don't even see them. Have them right there. As soon as you open up, boom, it's fruit. As soon as you open up, boom, it's your meal prep. As soon as you open up, boom, it's right there. Make it a habit of putting your gym clothes in a gym bag, putting it by the door so when you leave out, you see the gym bag. Put it in the front seat of your car so when you get in the car, you see gym bag. So you drive to the gym and not home. Make these things visible and give yourself the cues in your environment so that these things become habitual behaviors. One of the things that I do is some of those things I was just talking about. Is I put my meal prep food is like on the shelf. As soon as I look in there, it's right there where I can see it. So that way, like I go toward the meal prep stuff. My gym bag, I pack it the night before. I put the clothes in there, the shoes in there, and all that other stuff, right? And I put it in the front seat. So that way, when I'm leaving from work, I just immediately see it and I know to drive to work with it or drive to the gym with it. I have my journal like right next to my bed. I got books here. Like the remote is harder to find than the books. So that way, when I come in and I lay down at night, it's easier for me to grab a book and read a little bit. And then after I've done with the book, I can reward myself with a little bit of TV or whatever the case. I'm already putting myself to bed earlier. I have reminders on my phone to put myself in the bed at least earlier, right? I make things easier for myself. And I put the things that I want to do, those other things, that are counterintuitive or counterproductive are a little bit harder for me to do. Motivation fades, systems don't. The magic of consistency is that it multiplies in silence. Small, repeated actions create exponential results over time. This is Darren Hardy, the compound effect. Momentum equals frequency times time, not intensity. Progress is invisible until it's undeniable. One of the things that happens is, especially when you're at the gym, especially when you start doing more cardio and doing the diet, is that you're not going to see results right away. You're not going to receive the results the same day. You're not even going to see them in a week. You're not even going to see them in 2 weeks. But I guarantee you, after a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months of consistent work, 6 months of sticking to something, 6 months, and you will have undeniable results. You will be able to look back. You'll be able to pull out all the pages of the book that you've been writing. You will look back. You will be able to see all the videos in the file that you've created. You will look back and you will see how the scale has either gone down or how your clothes are fitting differently. You will be able to look back and you'll be able to see, like, maybe your homegirl's friends are like, damn, that's your homeboy? He ain't never looked that good. That's something that actually, it happened because of consistency, because I just kept at it, even when I didn't feel like it. The things don't happen right away. And unfortunately, the way our mind works is that we don't see the progress as we're making it. We don't see how far a step is. We don't see how far 2 steps are. But a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And after doing it and taking step after step after step for just that amount of time, for 6 months, you'll be able to look back and there will be undeniable progress. If you kept one promise to yourself for the next 30 days even, what do you think your life would look like? Every habit you repeat is a vote for the future that you're building. If you think about the type of person you want to become and you think about what their day looks like, and this was even a challenge that somebody had done on Instagram, to type this prompt into ChatGPT to tell ChatGPT what you want your life to look like. Tell ChatGPT what type of person you wanted to become and say, what are the habits that they do every day? And what do I have to start doing now to get to be that person, right? And if you think about it, if you implemented even just one of those habits, after 30 days, how much different would you look like? How much different would you feel like if you just did it for 30 days? Because every habit that you repeat is a vote for that future that you hold in your mind. Consistency is greater than motivation. Identity is greater than intensity. Systems are greater than willpower. Progress is greater than perfection, because you do not rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your systems. When opportunity knocks, you need to be ready for it. You need to be the type of person who can handle those opportunities. Transformation isn't overnight, but every day you have a chance to show up for the person that you're becoming. Every day you have a chance to prove to the person that you're becoming that you were worthy of it all along. Every day you have an opportunity for that person that you're becoming to say, thank you. I knew you could do it. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to show up and then show up again. All right. That's been your boy Trevor Turner. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like the series. The Transformative Habits series is a little bit different format. Hope that you're feeling it. Let me know if you fuck with it. And then pick one thing, just one, and do it for 30 days. Journal what changes. That's your first free hour challenge. All right, let's get it. Deuces.